Okay, so we've got our coins in our game. We added a simple code that's going to allow us to pick them up. Let's start adding some of these enhancements that Flint AI suggested. Let's actually start with this one here because I think it's probably the easiest. So it's talking about adding a sound. So it's suggesting this sound underscore coin underscore pickup. So that doesn't really exist right now. Do we have any sounds in our sounds folder? So these are different versions of the same sounds. So we've got this one here, so you can click on them and you can play them. Okay, so that sounds like a kind of like background track, but that could be useful for later on for sure. Oh, I need to double click on this if I want to hear the next one. Okay. So we've got a whole bunch of different stuff. I don't think any of those are coin pickups, but we can make this happen ourselves. Okay, so how do we do that? We are going to flip to a browser. You can see that I've already got a website called Freesound open. The link to this is in the Canva, or you can just type it in yourself. And it's got a bunch of free sounds. So I'm going to type in coin pickup and search, and I can preview all these different sounds in here. So there's lots of options. I'm not going to go through them all. I quite like this one here. If you want to download it, you can click on it, and it says we need to log in to download it. So if you don't have an account, you can click join, and you can use your school email. It's pretty simple. I've already got an account, so I'm just going to log in. So I've got my school email and my password. If you don't want to create an account for some reason, you can use this sound that I'm about to download. I'll put it into the Teams files section, which I'll talk about when I explain the class in the online chat. Okay, so I can download my sound. So I've actually already got a copy because I downloaded it earlier on to kind of test what I was going to do before I recorded this video. Okay, so we've got our sound. Let's get into Game Maker. So we go up to sounds, we go create a sound, and I'm going to call it SND coin underscore pickup. And let me see, I'm not going to bother putting it in any of these folders right now. I'm just going to leave them closed as it is. I can double click in this, and then over here I can load in my sound. How do I go about doing that? I can't remember. Yeah, I click here. I can go to my downloads folder, and here's my sound that I got. I can open that up. I can test it. Yep, sounds pretty good. So let's go back to our code. I'm going to hide away this other stuff. And then let's look at what we've got down here. So we're going to type this manually. Audio underscore play. And then I can use the arrows to go down and say play sound. And then it's going to suggest all these sounds that we've got here. I'm going to click on the one that I've got. And you can see above it, it's got some information. If you wonder what these different kind of arguments are, I can hover over this and it tells me up at the top. So I've got the sound name. Do I want to loop it? And what priority it is. So the top two, I can't move my mouse, but it says priority real, loop is Boolean. So the priority is going to be like, is it going to override other sounds? By default, I'm just going to put in 1. And then the loop, do I want this sound to loop? False, which is a Boolean value. So we'll talk more about Booleans, but they essentially hold either true or false, and are really useful when you're coding. Coin pickup sound. So we don't really need this line now. So let's just pull that out. And then, as ever, let's see if this works. Nice. So that's already a little bit more interesting. So that's going to be it for this video. Let me hit stop.